Hear it, hear it! It has come to our attention that our brothers in the battlefield are disillusioned. That they have forgotten that we are fighting for the brighter future, for a much larger purpose than our own simple lives. It has come to our attention that we must forget what has happened in the past and all the lost souls that we've left. The battlefield should remain ours. And now, to deliver a speech, we bring you forth your king.
My brothers, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields, when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight by all that you hold dear. On this good earth, I bid you stand, men of the West!
Oliver! Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
May fucking 9th, Tuesday, guys.
Fuck
Welcome back. Who else is doing shit
Okay,
like this?
man.
Nobody.
Oh, may the 4th be with you. Go fuck yourself, okay? You fucking
Revenge of the 5th. Go fuck yourself.
Come on, man. You fucking R2D2s. Huh?
I gave you a fucking 300 speech.
Oh, yeah.
On the level of 300. Gladiator, Lord of the Rings, fucking Harry Potter.
And all other forgotten
Movies.
Okay, come on, you pieces of shit.
Yeah.
People are celebrating, oh, I'm a CPU, whatever the gold guy's name is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
C3PU. Come on, man. He didn't have a real computer. What kind of computers do we have here, Huss? You know?
Our minds, okay? We fucking develop our minds.
A fucking Pentium, okay?
Yeah.
They try to attack the Pentagon. Dude, you guys can't get to us, okay?
We don't have a Red Dead Redemption robot rolling around. Not fucking here.
Come on, man. Hey. Yeah,
Fucking
we get
hairy ass.
haircuts, okay? Come
Yeah.
on. We grow a beard because we want to.
Yeah.
Okay, some of you guys, they try to grow a beard, so how do their beards look like us?
They look like lawn that's been bleached several times.
They look a little Native American. Apache, if you know what I mean.
Patchy.
You think so, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Just less tears, you know. More land.
Tried a little ayahuasca on their host, or what happens? You
A
know?
little peyote, okay? Pay up, okay? Pay with your land, pay with your women, pay with your families. We're taking over. One city at a time. Shout out DJ Khaled.
Yeah, and shout out to Alice. She's not here today, you know? Because what happens to women when knights are celebrating? Knights in shining armor?
We white knight!
Yeah, well, knights, women couldn't be knights, okay? So
They couldn't.
we couldn't let her. She is cooking.
They were too lazy. They go to bed after sundown.
What did the women do for the knights? Honestly,
Yeah.
like they talk about women, like, you know, for the pilgrims. Oh, they had to knead the dough. They had a, you know, little house on a prairie. But during the Dark Ages, they never talk about the women. Have you
No, they
noticed?
don't. They're just like, oh, come cuddle with me.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta defend the fucking castle.
I'm locked in a tower.
Come save me. Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel.
It was her pubes that was long. That's what they climbed. She fucking never shaved.
Oh,
down
because they
there.
could never shave. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, imagine in real life, okay? Because people are like, oh, I want to be a Disney princess. I want to be... Imagine in real life during the Dark Ages what a fucking princess would be like.
Oh, it's dirty. You'd barely bathe. There's only one princess, too. Every woman doesn't get to be a princess.
Yeah.
Only one gets to be the princess.
Dude, and her armpit hair, you know?
Oh, man. It's longer than my beard. Okay.
Come on, man. That's why maybe on the Bible, like on the, you know, is there even any paintings from the Dark Ages, us?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
'Cause
Mostly death.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like the plague, they're all going like this.
Yeah. It looks like they just got out of the dentist, but they're just literally getting stabbed.
Yeah, but what would the woman be like? So maybe there wasn't even that many women, do you think so? Because They don't talking about like in. They only talk about their queens or their. What are they like? What other jobs that they have? They're. I think that's only
Milkmaids.
they were milkmaids back then.
Yeah, they had to milk the cows and the men, quite frankly.
Yeah.
They had to tend to gather the eggs, right? So they would gather, but within the confines of whatever it is they owned. They wouldn't go out and hunt.
But what about the maids in the castle? How many did they have?
7 maids were milking.
7 maids.
Yeah.
And then how many other maids? Like what other jobs, responsibilities? Imagine, dude. Okay, imagine fucking having to sweep the fucking the castle. You know,
Yeah.
that would be the worst job.
Absolutely.
People, dude, I would rather be a knight than a fucking sweeper. You know, I would rather die,
For
honestly.
sure. Or scrubbing like the public toiletries. You know?
Oh, from over there, they had no toilet paper.
It was just like a bench that they had a bunch of holes that they would shit through. And then they had to like clean it off. They didn't have Clorox wipes back then.
Where do you think they probably dug it? Probably, you think so, Hoss?
It was I can't describe it. It would be like in a tower, and the tower would be away from the main wall. So when they would shit, it would just fall like on the outside of the wall.
Oh,
So it would
wow.
suck for like the guys that were the turrets that would watch the castle, because I'm sure all that shit would just steam, especially on hot days.
Yeah.
They'd smell all that shit.
Oh, man.
That'd be horrible.
Imagine back in the days, like,
pay.
now it's like easier to sneak somebody in. You know, you're a little prince like me. You know, maybe you have a crush, you sneak her into the house. But imagine trying to sneak your crush into the castle. What would happen?
Dude, a king like me would turn the other way. I'd just be like, I'm glad he's got game. He might be abusing his powers, but that's okay.
I'm gladiator.
Yeah.
But how do you think that would work? Like, dude, because you gotta take her all the way, man, into your bedroom. Where does a prince sleep? You know, you gotta sneak her, like, or what do you say? Oh, we're gonna practice fencing, or maybe do you dress her up as you put one of those weird face masks on her, or what would you do?
Yeah, and then you just keep doing this until you get to your room.
Like you're
You just
fencing?
you just keep taking long steps and lunging, and she keeps receding towards your room. And then you have one of the guards just goes, "Excellent form, sire. Excellent form," because they have to kiss your ass.
But
They can't be like, "Dude, you're shitty." That would be execution on the spot.
but in the castle, do they have doors? Like the prince, maybe they have doors, or do they share like a, you know what I mean? Maybe they have like a drape, and then that's like that divides the.
No, the king sleeps like where he like in privacy with his concubines or his wife or all of them at the same time.
And the prince he has his own room. You
Yeah,
think?
he does for
Yeah.
sure.
But could he lock his door? That's the
Yeah,
question.
he could lock his door.
Oh, really?
And the princes always
Oh,
have like their
man.
bitches. They're like, I don't mean female bitches. I mean soldier.
They're
bitches,
male bitches.
Where they
you know
tell
what I
him
mean?
like, hey, if
Couple
you tell-
Chris Blades.
like 3.
It's because to make sure he's properly dressed, guys.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, to make sure he's got that swag. But he tells them like, hey, you don't tell anyone that I brought anyone to my room, and they wouldn't. It's not like they had, a RICO case against them, like Young Thug and who was the other guy? Gunna.
Yeah.
No 6ix9ine.
So the prince, he could also make threats like, "Hey, you say something,"
He'd have to do it behind the father's back, but he could.
but he would have to tell like the. So he would have to pay like one of the other guys to kill him or something, or what?
Yeah.
Or maybe you couldn't lie to your dad. He's like, "This guy tried to touch me,
Yeah. You
Papa.
Just,
This
Father.
this servant, this peasant tried to touch my mere resemblance of God, my temple." You know?
Bow at my presence.
Okay, so I'm gonna. So what would you tell? So I'm the prince, also obviously, because you're the king, you know.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, maybe I got a little thoughterati, and there was a little thoughterati activity.
Okay.
I'm a dirty prince,
Okay. And so you had a snitch in your corner, and they
So-
came to me then.
No,
Or-
so I'm snitching. I'm snitching on the guy.
But what did
I'm
he do to you?
He caught me. He's like, "I'm gonna tell your dad."
Okay.
So I'm gonna
gotcha.
beat him to it, and I'm gonna talk to you. And his name is probably what's a name from the Dark Ages?
Theodorus.
Theodorus. Father? Oh no, I'm a prince. I talk better, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, father.
Yes, my son.
May I speak to you, father?
Speak freely, please.
Father, it has, with the utmost respect, father. I know you always pick your men very tightly, very closely.
The king's god is no laughing matter, son.
Well, father, I meant you pick men that respect you, that will honor
understand.
you, that will honor the family. And this man, Theodorus, I caught him in my room last night actually. He was sneaking in, trying to touch me in weird areas, inappropriate places where a prince should not be touched unless it is a princess.
What say ye? My king's god. This is not something to be taken lightly. Son, look me in the eye and tell me that what you say is 100% true.
It is true, father. He tried to touch my Excalibur.
You understand that by this treason, this man shall fall by my blade. Bring Theodorus to me at once.
Okay.
So not you, but my Kingsguard goes and gets him. Do I need Theodorus?
I can meet Theodorus if you want.
Okay, cool. So I'm on my throne. Theodorus appears. We shall continue.
Your Highness.
Theodorus, my son lays very, very scary claims against some actions you may or may not have taken last night. Can you explain to me what may have occurred?
Your Highness, you know I would never lie to thee. That you are like a father figure to me. I know you selected me among thousands of hundreds of thousands of millions upon millions of men.
'Tis true.
To work in this castle. I know that I am replaceable. I know that you could have any other man serve you, and it would be their honor to be in your mere presence. Now, I understand, from a peasant like me, it may seem insulting to tell you this, but your young son, the prince, I caught him escorting a young lady that was not of royal bloodline into his mattress, and there I caught them doing sexual activities. Your master. Now, if my head shall be beheaded, I can live with that, as long as you know that I am ready to die for you.
Theodorus, I hand-selected you myself. You are like a son to me as I've raised you over the years, and now I have you watching my other son who will eventually replace me, and maybe he will get rid of you. But either way, you are like my son. So I'm going to ask my son, the prince, one more time to lay these claims and see if he sticks by them. My son, young prince, can you stand before the both of us and look us both in our eyes and still lay claim to what you claim on Theodorus's claims of abuse towards you?
Father! Father! I'm sorry, Father. This was not all but a mere lie, Father. Please forgive me, Father.
Young prince,
I could not overcome temptation,
go
Father.
to your corridors immediately. Head your chambers for the next week. Theodorus, make sure that no one, and I mean absolutely no one unless it is myself, approaches his chambers. If it's anyone but me, you shall slay them. For they shall not commit blasphemy.
Ooh, your chamber is my secret, okay? Come on! Oh my goodness, Hus! Dude, I think we need to be kings like this for the rest of the year, Hus.
For the rest of the year. Regardless of any role plays we do, we're still gonna wear all this shit. I'm gonna randomly drop.
Oh, come on!
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll randomly draw my sword with fervor.
Hey, that was pretty nice, Hus. Do you think so?
Yeah, let me just adjust this.
He slayed the microphone stand with just one strike of his sword.
It was so fast you didn't even see it. It was but a wish of a blade.
You could hear the whisper of a grasshopper. You could hear the mantis spray.
You could hear an ant open its eyes. Could you imagine what type of hearing you would have to hear an ant open its eyes?
In mere honor of the king's presence.
Camping would suck so goddamn bad. You just keep hearing.
You drop a crumb? Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Game over.
You drop a crumb, your ears bleed.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Does it get to you, Hus? Like,
The power?
Acting like royalty? You don't think so?
Nothing like
Oh, my
feeling a
God.
regal sense. Power! Don't I yell better now?
Oh
with,
yeah,
like, all
come
this
on,
shit on?
dude. I don't even care. I don't even want to talk about anything. I just want to.
I just want to yell shit.
You guys,
Dude, you guys think Russell Crowe, what are their names? Gerard Butler
Oh,
give
yeah,
good speeches? Listen to fucking
fucking
me.
what's his name? Jordan Peterson. I'm so depressed. My family's eating meat. Oh, come on. Some people can only afford to eat fucking plants, man. Fucking show up.
That is an instrument. Predicament. You must clean your room. You must clean your room, or whatever it is he advises.
Dude, could Jordan Peterson give a speech like that to his son if he was cheating?
No, absolutely,
Come on,
absolutely not. He would just say, "Well, the general proclivities of your deep inner thoughts think of the benevolence of thinking of the insolence of." The fact that you have to lie because it's socially calibrated for your people to understand that lying is a very important part of growing up. And
Heat
unless
check.
you teach you,
Whoa!
yeah, he would just keep talking and saying stuff that his kid wouldn't understand, and that's probably effective. His kid's like, I don't want to fucking listen to this Sermon on the Mount again.
Oh, maybe that is a good form of punishment, huh? You just give your kids not regular beatings, ear beatings.
Yeah, just like just a fucking 2-hour lecture.
They're like, fuck, dude, because that does work.
It does, because you don't want to sit there and just be rated verbally forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather take the whooping and get it over with.
Be rated R, if you know what I mean. Or you're trying to keep it PG-13, huh?
I mean, depending on the age of the child. You know?
Because you've been to our parents' house. You know, sometimes they talk about the Lord, what happens. So they start talking about the Lord.
Incessantly, dude. And it's like the
It's like,
spirit leaves me when I hear it for
yeah,
2 hours.
like, holy
because I
moly.
start shutting down.
Yeah.
I start digging deep. And when I start digging deep, it goes below the earth. When you go below the earth, you get to the core. When you get to the core,
You get
that's
to
where
the
Satan
mantle.
lives. It's so goddamn hot, you know?
Yeah, man. But actually, I saw Javi this weekend, you know?
Did you? How was that?
He was in good spirits.
How were his kids?
Dude, at Bonnie, bro, he's got like 8 teeth now.
Okay.
And he was doing pretty good, but he's like, he's scared of the swing, man.
Oh.
Come on. You know, he was trying to get on it, and then you would put him on, and he would be like, you know? And then El Gigante, they put him on the swing. Dude, he didn't care. He was unamused.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
You know?
over this shit
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
They were trying to swing, you know, push him, and he's like, and then he started swinging his legs on his own, you know?
Like, I got this.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was pretty nice. But Javi said, I may report to duty. And did he report?
He's nowhere to be found in the
Come
kingdom.
on, Javi. And he said he hasn't been watching the episodes because his daughter. He blames it on his daughter.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first daughter of, like, granddaughter for your parents,
Yeah.
right?
And really only 2 daughters in the whole family. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah, it's true, huh?
Yeah, that would suck, huh? Basically, like
I
the whole royal thing we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's in real life, you know?
Yeah.
You just grow up masculine. Because that would be the truth. Because princes are like, oh, they're so nice, they're so sweet. But in reality, you're like surrounded by all guys.
Yeah, so you have to, like, be strong, too.
Yeah. So it's all a fairy tale, you know?
Yeah. A bunch of gay people with colas, you know? Fairy tales.
There must have been gays back in the Dark Ages, huh?
Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Imagine being a guard and having to watch a snotty-ass kid, like the prince.
Yeah.
You get bored.
You
just
have
look-
to be gay.
Dude, the kid is sleeping. You know the kid's going to sleep through the night. He's a kid. So you just look at the other guard and like, are you bored? Yeah, I'm bored. Let's fuck. And then they would fuck.
Do you think maybe there's data? You think we should check the Google Hush really quick?
Yeah, we should check.
See if there's any data. How many gays were in the Dark
Let's check
Ages?
the Google, but let's take a guess before you search. I'm going to go with, in the medieval eras, it is estimated that 26% of males were gay.
Holy, dude, that's high. I was gonna say maybe 15%.
Okay. I mean, it's still pretty high, but
How many? We'll do.
pun intended on the butt. You know?
Their favorite part of the bread too, you know. How many?
Dude, do you think that they would just draw, like, to make it feel a little less gay, you think they would draw pubic hair right above the ass crack?
Oh, come on. Come on, man. Let's see, dude. I think they might have some data. Let's see. But they call it homosexuality.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I said, how many gays in the Dark Ages? Holy moly, let's see. Medieval Europe.
Yeah, especially with the Frenchmen. That's got to be pretty high, right?
There was kings in France? Come on. There was?
There's not good ones, but yeah, there were.
Oh, yeah. They probably... Because I never even heard about French kings. You know, I don't know any. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It says that it was a mortal sin and a crime against nature. That's what it says about
They
gays.
just probably don't have like good statistics surrounding it, but I mean, I'm not guaranteeing. I'm guessing it's at least close, and 1 in 4 men were gay.
Let's see.
I think the samurais have good. I mean, it's not the same as medieval, but feudal Japan probably has some good stats on that.
Japan has gay people?
Oh yeah, the samurais were notorious for being gay sometimes.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, no wonder they're playing with ninja stars.
Hey,
and
they
stuff
were
like that.
showing the way of the sword. Okay, just look up.
Were samurais gay, maybe?
They'll just say homosexuality in samurai.
The gay samurai. Oh, I guess there is a lot. It was quite common of
See?
Japanese samurai and Buddhist monks.
Told you.
Holy. Hey, maybe that's why the guy sucked the tongue, you know?
What guy?
You saw that? The Dalai Lama?
Oh yeah. That's...
He's like a samurai, right?
Yeah.
And they sucked his tongue, so maybe that was pretty... Maybe that's probably what happened. Dude, I did not know.
I don't have an issue with him being gay. I just want him being gay with a kid. You know,
Just
like,
have an
you
issue-
shouldn't do that with a child. Do that with a man.
They were going to say, I just have an issue with him being Asian.
Yeah. I just have an issue with his eyesight, you know, or lack thereof.
I met a couple Asians this weekend. You want to talk a little bit about what we did this week? What did we do this?
Oh,
was it this weekend, or we just went to?
It was. I mean, I guess it wasn't the week, but it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
It was literally May the 4th. Fuck you, Star Wars fans.
But Host knew somebody was wearing a shirt because we went where, Host?
We went to Vibras del Lago.
No, before. Remember we went there and it was dead. Remember at first?
Oh yeah, we went there. It was not popping yet.
No, man.
And this was like 9:30. So we head around the corner. We go to Quarters. Okay, in Salt Lake City. It's a arcade bar essentially. We go there and we see people with Star Wars shirts, right? As soon as I walk in, they start playing Star Wars. Fate of the Duels. I don't know if it's picking up. They're serving up drinks, whistling to Star Wars. What else happened there?
Oh, I got this nasty ass drink, remember?
Yeah, the Oaxaca Waka
Oh,
Flame.
man, it was so gross. It tastes like old lady's perfume or something, you know?
Yeah.
Remember like old ladies that used to wear like pantyhose? All the old ladies back in the day?
Yeah, it's like so it's like an old Mexican woman who had like anal seepage.
And the pantyhose
and
was
they
just like...
filtered it through the pantyhose, and like the leftover,
wow.
whatever strained out, that's what you're getting. It was pretty gross.
When did those even go extinct? Host, the pantyhose? Remember there was like... Did your mom ever wear pantyhose?
She did. It was, I'm guessing it was like maybe early teens for me. So early 2000s is I feel when pantyhose were going away.
Because those are one things that haven't made a comeback. Have you noticed? Everything else from the 90s is making
Because
a
all these
comeback.
women want to show their skin.
Oh, that is true, huh? They want to be liberated. You
Yeah,
know?
you're not going to see pantyhose on an OnlyFans account.
Yeah. Hey, maybe if we bring it back, because some of them look hot. Remember, Host?
Oh, it made some of the women,
man.
like their legs look incredible. It was almost, no, it was sexier for them to keep the pantyhose on,
yeah.
like the thigh-high ones.
Because that was almost like the black leg. You could do like white leg, or you can do, you had a different color?
You could do brown leg.
Yeah, you're like, oh, damn, mama, what kind of leg is this? And then it felt like if you were autistic, like Johnny the Leaper, you know?
Nina Latente has on our merch, doesn't she have the thigh-high pantyhose lines?
But is that pantyhose or is that a fishnet?
Oh, damn, maybe it's fishnet.
You know,
but you know what I'm talking about, where it just comes up to the thigh, and so it has like a big band that's maybe like
like that.
3 or 4 inches darker at the very top. That looks so sexy.
Oh, yeah, those were pretty nice.
We should bring those back.
Yeah, why not? And I feel like pantyhoses, they always smelled so good, remember?
Well, yeah, because they would spray perfume on them before they leave the house.
Oh, that's what they would do? That's what they smell so good?
Fantastic. When a woman, had a nice skirt on.
By woman, he means our moms, you know?
A nice breeze would, wave by and then carry the smell of the perfume on the panties. Nice.
Oh, yeah. And they always had, like, their shoes were those, like, super bright plastic shoes that were like Hello Kitty white, remember?
Yes.
They were like super shiny, and they were almost like Toms but for women.
Maybe pinups are the only ones left with these pantyhose.
That is a retro.
Yeah, because they'll wear fishnets and the pantyhose.
Yeah, because man, remember? But then you'd get but even a pantyhose, so it gets ripped a little bit. Host, what happens? Ooh.
So you start seeing a little bit of skin, getting a little bit excited. Not too much, but just enough.
But did girls, when we went to school, do you remember girls had pantyhoses or no?
No, because they were younger and they weren't dressing like professionally or.
That was only for
That
ladies.
way.
You have to be a certain age.
I think so.
Huh?
Well, wrong. I remember when we went to the Utah Symphony at Brevenel Hall, so we had to go, dress like Sunday best. I remember seeing some girls who had like knee-length skirts, but they had pantyhose on their legs, and it was hard to not look,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now I think maybe. Oh, I know who's the last people that wear pantyhoses.
Who?
Ballerinas.
Oh, true. That's a good call.
They wear those things. They put it under.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now it turned into leggings. They turned it into leggings.
Yeah. They'll either wear the unitard or the tutu, but the leggings are always
Hey, watch
there.
it. The unit special, okay, host? Not the unitard. Come on, bro. That got canceled a long time ago. Back then, that was common. You had a handicapped kid in your neighborhood.
The unitard.
They call him the unitard.
Yeah.
Johnny the Leaper,
Yeah, because uni in Spanish and Latin means the only
The
one.
only.
Yeah, so he's the only tard in the neighborhood. The unitard.
And then when he wanted elote, what would they give him, host?
They would give him a kazoo, the little.
Oh, God, I said a unicorn, host. Was that bad?
It was pretty bad. I was actually trying to think of another thing to add on to it. But
Oh,
hey,
God.
unitard, myth
busted. Come on.
I mean, they're not myths; they're real. That's the myth that they weren't real, But they're real.
The unitard.
There might be more now. It might not be unitard. It might be bitards. Okay, and that's not their sexuality.
Bitards. That's almost like you get it from a special shop, Only. Yeah. Hey, maybe, host. Do you know what would be cool? Because people are like, oh, make a wish, Oh, I'm going to go bald with my wife or something like that. Maybe if we were ever handicapped, you wouldn't think it would be cool to start like a handicap only, like a store or something like that?
Like where only handicaps get to shop?
Only get to shop or only. So we run the whole store, only handicap people. And people have to come buy our goods, maybe, So we have like a monopoly of. Because now you see like Macy's, they get a couple handicapped people, they put them there as baggers.
Yeah.
But we're like the managers, and then we put a couple regular people as baggers. And then we're running imagine we're driving the forklifts and stuff like that around the store.
Wait, so I want to make sure I understand the structure of this business. In a normal business, you said that the tardos are the ones bagging?
Yeah, they're bagging, or they're like they make weird noises when you're ringing your food,
Yeah, okay. And then but in our store you would have regular people.
No, so
non.
No, let's say we were handicapped, right?
Okay. Oh.
They said we got a little bit of if we got a little down on us, you know what I mean? And
if we have more chrome than early 2000s Escalade,
Yeah. So something like that happens to us. Like I would say us, we get some funding maybe through Mr. Powers, maybe Dre Rocca,
Sure.
They give us some funding. We start our own store where we only hire handicapped people, mentally challenged, unitards.
Okay.
We run the whole store, right? So we have somebody at the deli,
Sure.
And then you have another one, the one that's cutting the meats and stuff like that. The shrimp, the skewers and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then we had a couple people that are like completely good, but they're the baggers, or
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
And see if people really support our store. Do you think people would show up to buy what would we call it, first of all? Because it would have to be something like special or
let's think of it. This has to be a good name.
Like food. We would be stocked up on the Special K. You know what I mean, huh?
Oh, definitely Special K. That's where you go get your kicks.
Or your Lucky Charms, if you're having a bad day.
We would definitely have Skechers in the store, 'cause that's pretty common footwear
remember
for our employees.
Back in the day, they would have like at a shop, they would have like the Payless section like that.
Yeah.
Or at a Kmart, we would have the Skechers section,
Of course.
Skechers, and then maybe what else would we have? Like maybe like a wheelchair parts or something like that, Instead of auto body, it would be like a wheelchair body or something like that,
Tard Mart or what? That's a bit too aggressive.
Yeah. It has to be welcoming, I was gonna say challenged, but it's gonna seem like that's gonna scare the store too,
That's true.
Special market or the market special, or I mean, we could be the special case, honestly, you know?
No, that I think Kellogg's would have an issue with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can't do
The
special.
the uni. Oh man.
Unimart? No. Special needs to be part of it.
The needy market.
Special needs.
It's hard, huh? So maybe we'll patent pending on the name, but what other services do we have? You know, so we get a couple people because we got to give them special tools. You know, Johnny.
We would have to have like a barber. Okay, we'd have to have a special ed barber.
Oh, definitely, dude. And they can only do bowl cuts, and then like just a number one or a number two.
No, a bowl cut or a military fade.
Yeah.
You
know, it's just those two. And it's a flat top. You know?
Yeah. White, brown, Asian, it doesn't matter. If your hair flops down, that's your fucking problem.
Walk out looking like a fucking soldier.
Not the barber's problem.
So we want, and who would be the barber?
You want number two?
You know. So okay, so we got the barber shop. And then we're gonna have so what are we gonna have at the deli? Because we're gonna have certain tools, you know. Because we're gonna have to, like, what tools are we gonna allow to
for them to use?
Yeah, you know. Because
I mean, so they have the clippers. Apparently, is one. You know, maybe
we'll put a good safeguard on them.
Yeah, of course.
No scissors.
No scissors. We're gonna have to get Swiffer mops instead of real mops.
Oh yeah. Can you just imagine?
It's drying.
Or dude, they chase each other like it's like a squirt gun,
like a super soaker.
Why do you smell so good?
Special Ed Mart.
Special Ed Mart. Hey, that works with me. You know, the Special Mart.
SEM Special Mart,
or the Special Market.
Special Market. That sounds better. More professional, yeah.
The Special Market. Oh, dude, that sounds already so good.
Yeah.
You pull up to the Special Market, regular people are bagging your stuff, you know?
Of course.
Because the people get mad. Hey, sometimes the handicapped people at a regular store, they take a little bit longer.
A little bit.
You know, but if they let them scan, how fast would they be at scanning, Hoss?
Pretty fast.
You know?
You might see a triple charge on some of your items. And then they throw it in.
Hey, it could be good or bad. It could be good or bad.
You can't refute it, you know?
You know?
You take what you get. The good thing about the store is, too, if they miss the scan and still throw it in your bag, you get to keep it for free.
Or they scan, like, you know what? Sometimes they try to get quick. They scan, like, you know, the strawberry jam with this hand, and they're throwing all the other stuff with their left hand that's not getting scanned.
Yeah, so it's a gamble. You could either walk away paying an extraordinarily expensive bill, or you can walk away with a steal. It's like you went with Family Dollar.
Food for less, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah, so that would be... And it's all...
Food for less thought. That's the name of it.
Is that what we're going to call it?
Food for less thought?
Patent pending, okay? Yeah, because that'll be super nice. You know, you go in there, you get your groceries, you get your Skechers, and then it would be... So what we would do, we would have to team up with, like, St. Jude's and maybe other... So we would do a non-profit out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that way we don't take any losses.
Yeah, so Make-A-Wish and St. Jude's would be our two partnerships.
Yeah, our sponsors, so we would go wild.
Oh, we go crazy.
Yeah, we'd have the Oculus on there, you know?
Oh, we have to think of the other equipment. We would obviously supply our employees with the most cushioned Skechers.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a part of the employee uniform.
Oh, we would have to have the best massage chairs.
Of course.
Because, you know, our muscles will get tightened up.
Tense. You want to make sure you're taking care of your employees.
Yeah, what would we have? Now, would we have anything where they could check out a girl or something like that, you know? Because sometimes they don't meet their needs, you know what I mean? Would we deliver any sexual relief?
I think we would have a bi-weekly OnlyFans treat on the company for our employees.
Okay, so we have the warehouse in the back where all the meats are and stuff like that.
Yes.
We set up like a little cinema with the chairs, and then we watch like a OnlyFans or something, the viewing.
Yeah, and we pay the girls nicely, okay? For them. Or men, like obviously we're going to have men, women, whatever, okay? Whatever taste our employees have, they're going to write it down on an anonymous ballot, and we're going to fulfill their needs.
Dude, because that is one thing, like I've had a couple handicapped friends, but that's one thing, like Johnny the Leaper, you know, he was handicapped, and like when we hung out, he was like pretty normal, you know?
Yeah.
He still had he thought chicks were hot, you know? He was a little pervert, Johnny. That's why he wanted to be a frog. They reproduce so much, you know? But then his mom would be like, this is Johnny. He's my sweet angel. You know, he has the mind of a 1-year-old. His heart is pure. I was like, me and Johnny just got done jacking off like 3 hours while you were gone. What are you talking about, you know?
Yeah.
But like the parents would never do that to you know, we would have to watch Titanic and stuff like that. Dude, Johnny would be so happy, you know? But the parents, like, they would never help you take care of those needs. Like, imagine when you're like 20.
They're sexually more mature than they mature sexually more quickly. God, I may have butchered that, but either way, they go through that much quicker than what you would call a regular standard human being. I know that because my uncle,
they're automatic.
My uncle who I was named after had Down syndrome, so I knew quite a bit about Down syndrome. And I always volunteered in middle school for, like, I think I've said some stories about the special needs kids when we would go out on field. Because I'd always see those bastards going on field trips and shit. And they'd point in class and laugh everyone in the classroom. And they were going,
yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
they
were going to go get shakes from Arctic Circle.
Oh, yeah, they were white. They were faking injuries, you know?
Oh, man.
Just like their parents, those pieces of shit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to fake I have Down syndrome for, you know, 12 years until I graduate. And now you see them, you know, he's in corporate America, you know?
And my brother and I even still quote this one kid. His name was Curtis. He had, like, curly hair. He was part Jewish. And I don't know if they practiced, but I knew he was part Jewish because he'd tell everyone he was. And I just remember he'd always have, like, a hunchback, and he'd do, like, Ralph from Recess. You know how he's always snitching on the Recess kids, just, like, rubbing his hands. But he had, like, I don't know exactly what he had, but he obviously was a handicapped kid. He was just doing this, right? And then he's like, oh, I'm going to go Carl Jr. Right? Because this is when...
And they always had money, dude. The handicapped
they
kids.
Stacks. I don't know if that was government
man.
cheese or if that was their parents.
It
who were
was
just wealthy,
Make-A-Wish,
you know?
but dude, they had some of them had cargo pants, a wallet in each one of the freaking you know, in each of the pockets. They had like 80 pockets, 100 wallets, you know?
Man, they made it rain before that was cool.
Yeah.
But this is like mid 2000s, and in mid 2000s, Carl's Jr. was
the best, man.
They had commercials with sexy women, right?
Yeah.
And so remember, this is a special needs kid, so he knew about sexy women. And I go, yeah, Curtis, why do you like Carl's Jr. so much? He goes, have you seen the women? They're nice. They're in bikinis. You can see their ass. And, you know, the teacher, Mr. Thomas, he'd be like, Curtis. And he goes, you'd see their ass. He would repeat it, but more quietly because he didn't want to get in trouble. And then I go, yeah, why else? He's like, oh, man, I love their commercials. And I go, what's their commercial? He goes, don't bother me. I'm eating. And so my brother and I now like that. He'd always say that to me and my brother because my brother and I would go because we're just a year apart. So my brother would volunteer too. We'd take him. We'd have a great time. And then Curtis would just be in the background, even walking. He'd be like, don't bother me. I'm eating. And then Mr. Thomas goes, Curtis, knock it off. So he'd whisper, don't bother me. I'm eating. Just, I loved Curtis. Curtis is so funny.
Oh, yeah. No, we had one in junior high. His name was Philip.
Yeah.
And he had he looked like a sergeant, you know, like the guy from Street Fighter, the military guy with the
Guile.
Yeah, he looked like that, but if he had a couple of deficiencies, you know?
Sure.
So he looked like that. And he would always wear like a cool shirt, and he had like big glasses that his eyes, like, you know, made him pop out. But he always loved beatboxing.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So back then I thought I could rap, but it would be like, hey, Philip, you know, you walk by the, you know, the special needs class and be like, hey, give me a beat, you know? And he would start beatboxing. And he would start, like, just his head, he would go crazy, dude. And he was, like, so good at beatboxing, dude. Like, he was, like, probably one of the best beatboxers at school. But then, like, the only downside, and not that kind of downside, okay, you freaking piece of shit. The only bad part about it is, like, he would slobber so much. Like, he got, you know, we got done maybe like a 2-hour freestyle, not a 2-hour, like a 2-minute freestyle. And there was like they had to get the NBA guys to mop the floor. You know how they have like 3 guys?
The big ass mops?
Yeah, they would have like every time. So they'd have to call the people with the mops first, you know?
Yeah.
And like, hey, Philip, give me a beat. And then they'd have to call up the mops, you know, they were ready. And they would let him beatbox for a second, and then they'd have to mop it up real quick. They put a couple signs, you know?
Yeah.
And then they mop it up. He was probably the coolest one, you know, because he could beatbox, man. And everybody, all the people liked him. All the falafel sofas. So like, hey, what's up, my nigga Philip? He didn't even know what that was, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
He just wanted to beatbox. You know?
Oh, man.
But maybe on the other side of the spectrum, Huss, maybe you can introduce yourselves. We're about 30-something minutes in.
We're half an hour in.
40 minutes in,
Yeah,
actually.
40 minutes in. We're 40 minutes in. If you've lasted this long already, go ahead and subscribe, like. We're on the road to 200.
200. We're at 174, okay?
So make sure you subscribe and share this with somebody who would enjoy this. We'll go ahead and start off to my left in real life, to my right on the screen. It's someone who has a little bit of fetish with ropes. One of the Saipan
Sisters!
And you all know this song. Sing it with us.
Well, people can't see her right now, Huss.
Oh, you don't have it on me?
No, you would have to snatch her, but they can't see her.
Oh, they can't see her?
No.
You know she's fucking there.
She's there.
We'll sing it.
Sister, give me the news.
You know what? She's got to fucking make an appearance.
You know, well, there she is. She's being grabbed by the neck. Okay.
That's exactly what the nooses are for in her factory, also known as
Melissa's factory.
It is none other than
Melissa
Sunwukong
Carter.
And I think we're going to go under Melissa.
We're going to
okay?
go under Melissa?
Winter has long passed.
Oh, yeah.
But the frigid air of this security guard in our chats will never leave our side. It is our very own Larry,
the Winter Soldier. Okay, and then maybe we forgot somebody that I was wearing his glasses earlier, you know?
Yeah.
I can see him from here, but he looks like he's squinting. He's to the left of us in real life, to the right of us on screen, you know, from waking up. Maybe he's a little ashamed at the monk, you know, at the Dalai Lama, you know, but we got the Zen Master, the peaceful protester, Jimmy Tatsumaki, okay? And then to the center of the screen, you know, wearing the attire that anybody could admire, the Excalibur Calibre, the King of Kings, the Butter Pecan, Puerto Rican host, okay? And then we're going to go, I don't even know, okay, they're on screen, you know, because sometimes, you know, when you're 40 minutes into the episode, you know, people start wondering if you're going to do the intros. When people start wondering if they're going to do the intros, you start talking about handicapped kids. When you start talking about handicapped kids, what happens, Sauce?
You start losing your mind. When you start losing your mind, you lose track of time. When you lose track of time, you get frightened. When you get frightened,
you get scared.
When
you get scared,
you get goosebumps.
When you get goosebumps, you get
el heebie-jeebie, Filomeno, el jibaration.
Okay, and then being held by Filomeno, you know? She's looking really cute, you know? She's looking very nice. Her skin is glowing, you know? She's got some proactive. She's a little piglet in a blanket. She might take it off this season. She's turning, how old is she turning, Huss?
I believe she's turning 17 years old.
17 años.
She'll never grow a beard because she's native, and they don't grow beards. But she is a dream catcher, a nightmare seeker, our very own
Rakumau Mau Mau, Rakumau Mau Mau, okay?
Rakumau.
And then we got somebody that they can't see, and I don't think they'll be able to see because you probably can't reach her because right now she's providing an abortion, you know? But when you're, need to get your stomach a little bit unmellow,
she'll unpump your stomach, or aka uterus, to get to the placenta. That's the place, the placenta she will put you in.
The placenta.
Yeah, she's got the jaws of life or death, your choice. It's your body. She is the womb raider. The immobile
abortionist. Nissan Hatake Abormoto. Okay? And then next to all of them, you know, this is kind of weird. Hey, I'm doing a little bit better, don't you think, as the Wizard of Oz today? Because, man, whew.
Oh, man.
So far, I've been recording the whole time, you know, but hey.
Of course.
Shaking the rust off, you know, wearing the goggles. The squire to admire? The prince that'll make you wince? The dark one, Hosbifi, 666, La Bestia.
Okay. The dark beast in the dark times.
We must slay him. You know, and somebody...
And speaking of dark times,
the darkest beast
absolutely loves a charred flesh of a human.
Oh, yeah, man. The charred sword, you know?
Smokey the Bear was a disappointment to him when he found out he was preventing forest fires.
Smokey Robinson, does he hold a candle to him, Huss?
Oh, he holds many candles to him. He doesn't fit the profile he loves.
Oh, come on, man. But we got who do we got, Huss, you know?
Got the Lederhosen Lad, the Munich Monster,
the Wiener Schnitzel Snatcher, Gustavsson
Schweinsteiger.
Hey, you know? And that's pretty nice. And today, what day is it today, host? Because I think people are ready to celebrate a little bit.
You could celebrate. I mean, the festivities shouldn't have happened this weekend. We don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, no.
No,
We
not
celebrate
here.
on the 4th, you know?
Yeah, we celebrated the 4th, but it is May 9th, Tuesday, at the time of this recording. So we'd like to invite you guys to celebrate some actual nice national holidays with us. Bestia, take it away.
Okay, so we got a couple good holidays. Technically, on the 10th is going to be Mother's Day. Do you have Mother's Day on the 10th, too, by the way, host?
No, we in Puerto Rico, we just follow wherever, like the second Sunday thing that the
Oh, it's the
US
same one?
does. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think... Here's the thing, man. Okay, before we get into the holidays, I told you I saw Javi.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was for Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
And Javi, come on, man. Javi's like, oh, they can't cook. Guys that can't cook, I'm going to bring burgers. Okay? We'll do some burgers. No seasoning almost. You know, I thought I was like a Beano's party all over. I thought it was a diaper party all over again.
Oh, God, man.
So I show up, and at least Beano, he smoked his burgers. They were nice quality patties. Javi shows up with the frozen Costco burgers or like Sam's Club.
Ah, shit.
And they're like throwing them like that on the grill, you know? I was like, oh, come on.
So you guys already celebrated it?
I think that was for Mother's Day because I'm like, bro, we can't have like 30 mothers in the family now and give them fucking frozen burgers, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the store, I get like $200 some worth of meat, like a nice guy.
Damn.
I was like, I'm gonna get some carne asada and stuff like that. And I was like, I showed up, I was like, look, I told the ladies, look, I can't believe you guys are allowing these men to give you freaking frozen burgers for Mother's Day. You guys are all pregnant with like 30 kids. They're brand new. I brought you guys some meat, you know? And we get there, we start grilling, run out of propane.
Oh, my
You know, it's like, oh my goodness, dude. So yeah. So then I think I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, so I did this for Mother's Day. They're like, oh, this wasn't for Mother's Day.
So you spent $200 for not Mother's Day.
I was like,
Guess who's not?
go puke it now.
Yeah. We can refreeze these.
I fucking made him puke and I fucking took it back to the fridge, you know? No,
It'll
but
be easy to digest the second time around. That'll be nice.
oh yeah, they just throw it in the air hose, they spit it out, and then what?
Catch it right back and ingest it one more time.
Yeah.
Baby birding that
It
shit.
digests a lot faster, you know?
Much more simple. It's easier on the stomach. A lot of people, oh, my stomach hurts. I have gluten allergies. What you need to do is you need to chew your food, spit it out, re-swallow it.
Yeah.
And it's going to help.
So yeah, so I'm not, you know what, Mom? You know, that's the only gift I'm getting you guys, okay? I got you guys all for all the mothers. You guys wanted some nasty ass burgers. I came to save the day. You know, so hopefully you liked my gift, okay?
What gift did you give me? The gift that I gave a fuck about your day, you know?
Yeah, come on.
Nobody else are buying frozen
yeah,
ass
$30
Costco
frozen
burgers.
patty. I love you, Mom. Come on, man. Dude, Philip, dude, what's your buddy could have taken them to Carl's Jr. instead?
Dude,
you
that
know?
kind of love is spelled L-U-V, not the traditional L-O-V-E.
Come on, man. But look, let's get to some holidays. I'm getting pissed off, host, but we got one that's actually pretty fun, dude, that I forgot existed. We got National Alphabet Magnet Day.
Alphabet Mag. I forgot those things
You
existed
remember,
too.
dude? I saw the little picture. That the little picture that says, "I followed my heart, and they led me to the fridge." That's what it says.
Yeah.
But how fun were those? Remember, host?
Those were really cool.
Oh, man.
It sucked if you didn't have enough to spell like a full sentence.
Yeah.
You could mostly only do names.
Yeah, but remember, it's like when this one's like for some of us that, you know, your parents didn't pay attention to you that good. You know, you would put on there, I miss you, you know?
Yeah.
Will you be my dad or something like that? Hoping that your dad would open the fridge.
Save me, daddy.
You know? Hoping that he would see your message, you know? You know, but then, you know, I would try to put, help me dad, you know, but like you said, there was always letters missing and stuff like that. So then it would say, help me add, you know,
Yeah.
AD. You know, next thing I know, I got the, you know, the Lola Falona, you know, the City Weekly. I got the ad there.
You got a pop-up on the TV. It's like, hey, this site requires cookies for ads. Do you accept all cookies?
Yeah. So I would do that. Or then sometimes, like, you would ever spell your crush's name on their house, but then you would have to re-scramble it once your parents got home, you know?
You don't want them suspicious.
I would put, like, I love, you know, I would put in there my crush's name, you know?
Yeah.
Nikki Loloheya, but, you know, she had too many Lolo, you know?
Too many Lolo tendencies, you know?
You know? So I couldn't spell it that long, but I would spell something like that, you
Her
know?
lips hang a little Lolo, if you catch my drift.
Or what would you spell, Hoss? You know?
I would try to spell my full name, but I mean, I didn't have enough letters. Listen to it. Jose Antonio Alberto Santiago de Los Angeles Paganqui Rivera. That would cover the whole fucking door.
AKA the Butter Pecan Butter.
Yeah, like, that's not gonna fit. It's like Voldemort spelling, you know, Tom Marvolo Riddle, I am Lord Voldemort, but much longer.
Come on, Voldemort. I am Voldemort. anymore. You know, I am him. He was the original. I'm him.
I am Lord Voldemort. I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you could sometimes do. I think maybe that might be the first acronyms. Remember?
Yeah, you would put.
Because you could do code words.
Yeah, you would even do messages to like try and persuade your. Maybe you saw a commercial, stuffed crust pizza from Pizza. We've talked about that already. So how good it was. So you would put on the fridge cheese pizza, or stuffed pizza.
Or
you didn't have enough letters. Yeah,
hut pizza.
Yeah, just try to persuade your parents. They would just look at us like, oh, qué lindo, él piensa que tenemos dinero.
Aprendí una palabra nueva.
Yeah. Oh, ¿tú quieres el hot hot? Este Spahan está bien hot hot, no te quemes. Just shit like that.
Get you a fucking quesadilla, I want a pizza, man.
Yeah, do you guys just call it spam? Or you guys Mexicans don't really eat spam like that, huh?
Only like older ones, dude. Like my dad, my real dad, he would eat weird. Dude, he would eat American food, man. He never learned how to cook.
Okay.
But I remember like when he would come visit Mexico, like the year that he got me the Yellow Ranger, he would be like, oh, I'm going to eat. I'm like, what are you going to have? He would have like sardines, Spam.
Yeah.
And other just like miscellaneous canned stuff, that would be oysters in the can. And then he would get like the tomato sardines and he would make sardine tacos out of it.
Yeah.
Like cold. He wouldn't even warm the sardines. He just throw them in there cold.
Mommy would make sardinas and then like with white rice and we just kind of throw it on the rice.
But they would heat up the sardinas, right?
Oh, cool, yeah. You pan sear them and stuff in una salsa.
Yeah, no, he would eat them just like that, like cold.
Damn, okay.
Off of the can. That'd be so. But hey, they weren't that bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they're not. I just like them cooked, and hot. But
have you had them since? Like, when was the last time you had a sardine from a can?
I haven't had it in years.
Huh?
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know. Cause back in the day I could eat it, but I don't know if I could eat it now.
The closest thing I had recently was actually anchovies on pizza, but that was still years ago, and I forget how salty both sardines and anchovies are. It's like when I bit into the pizza, it was almost too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is some foods that I think maybe like you like. Most of the food is like you like when you don't like when you're younger, but you like when you're older.
And vice versa almost.
But that's why I feel like I don't know if I would like sardines anymore.
Yeah, because I hate corn dogs, but I loved them as a kid. I used to love frozen waffles. I hate them now as an adult.
Yeah. So I think, do you think it's because you ate too much of that?
I think so. And then you just associate, I don't know, maybe like when you were a kid and you had one, and then you just realize it just wasn't that good. And then so your mind is just like, fuck this shit. I'm not ever having it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think your buddy that ate all those Pop-Tarts, do you think he still eats them?
I want to say he does. Because
it's like white people, they don't get tired of the...
They just love the same thing they love all the time.
Man. Cookies. They go to fucking Swigs. Come on, man.
I knew I had a friend and they would eat at the same restaurant every Friday and Saturday. And not only would they go, they'd order the same thing.
The same meal.
They would never... They've only ever had the one thing, and I'd always ask, hey, why don't you just get something different? Because I like to try different things.
Yeah.
Even if I'm at the same place, because who knows what you're missing out on. Like, well, what if I don't like? I was like, well, what if you do, right? And, well, I just like what I like. And to your point, like, I just stopped going. I'm like, cool, I'll hang out with you afterwards. I'm not going there anymore. It was only even like 2 weekends in a row. I'm not going here again. Because they just love going to the same spot. They like the consistency, I guess. They don't like exploring. Well, that's wrong. I think with white people, it's you get one or the other extreme. They only like the same goddamn thing every time, or they love like trying the craziest shit.
Yeah. They're trying to save the Thai boys, you know what I mean, from the cave. Yeah.
I want to see if they have shrimps between their legs or, caves,
But I don't think they get tired of like sweets, like they
Oh no, sweets
like they'll if it's somebody that eats, like you said, your buddy, Pop-Tarts, they're still having Pop-Tarts and Mountain Dew for breakfast. Yeah. And then they're like 100, they're like, what's your secret, I have a Pop-Tart and the Mountain Dew every morning.
I avoid liquor. I don't smoke. Don't swear, because he didn't swear. And he goes, and I eat a Pop-Tart and Mountain Dew for breakfast every morning. That's how he got to 100 years old.
It's like, dude.
And it has nothing to do with his diet or his it's him not giving a fuck. That's how he got to 100 years old. The doctor's like, well, boy, you should probably lose some weight, eat less sugar. And he would walk right out, pull out from his back pocket a wild berry Pop-Tart and just proceed to eat it.
In front of his face,
Yeah.
Tell my insulin I said hello.
Tell the insulin I will not deal with its insulin.
Yeah, come on, man. He needed a little penicillin after. You don't think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so they didn't give a fuck. Meanwhile, there's all these other fuck boys. Oh, I'm reading the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck to Better Myself. You know,
I was gonna read that, but I didn't give a fuck. You know,
Yeah,
So,
already.
fuck
You know what I
guys.
mean?
I've already
Come
won.
on, man.
I didn't spend 20 or 40 goddamn dollars reading a book to tell me not to
Yeah,
fucking care. I
come
just
on,
didn't
man.
care.
Exactly.
Out the fucking gate.
Like, you already failed if you read the book. Does that mean you gave
You
a fuck?
gave a fuck about it. Yeah.
You freaking
fucking
idiot.
lost sheep.
Threat?
Neutralize.
Get the sword out, host.
What?
Get the sword out, okay? Threat?
Neutralize.
Okay? Come on, you fuck boys, okay?
The subtle art of not getting.
Yeah,
a
that's my
fuck.
husband, you know?
It's not very subtle for me,
Come
okay?
on,
It's very
man.
blatant. Go fuck
Yeah.
yourselves.
Dude, okay?
All your self-help books, your little coaches that you
Oh, yeah.
follow and
They don't
like
have
on
quick
Instagram.
books, you know? They don't have quick books. They don't got ledgers.
Yeah.
You got carbon copies, host?
They don't have carbon copies. They don't have laser checks, you know?
Come on, man.
You think they have triplets?
Oh, yeah. They got business companions? Come on,
No
man.
business companions. You think they have a soft leather cover to protect their
dude.
investments?
Soft covers, you know?
Absolutely not.
You know what? And speaking about business companions, I'm gonna say something really quick before I forget, man. Because fucking Glauco, that piece of shit, he invited me to go to his concert, okay? And it was at this place that we fucking hate, okay? Liquid Joe's, the worst fucking place in the world, okay? So we go, dude. I go to fucking Liquid Joe's, right? He's like, oh, this guy, Kid Kente or something like that, Kid Kato or whatever the fuck. He's like, he's from California. He's like, he's super badass. He's like, I'm gonna perform my 3 songs, and I really want to meet him. I want to say hello. He invites me, right?
Yeah.
So we get there. It's like me, one of his buddy that made La Llantera Search Beats, and like a couple of his siblings, a couple of his friends.
Okay.
Glauco, this piece of shit, like, he leaves there for a second. We kind of start talking, me and his friends. And I'm like, man, I feel really bad. It's like, I didn't really want to come here because we were out at Alibi last night and got home really late. It's like, but he texted me like at 12 a.m. asking me if I could come to the concert. I was like, and I was already drunk, so I gave him a drunken promise. And I'm a man of my word, so I had to come and, you know, even though I was drunk. And he's like, really? He's like, he did the same thing to us, you know? So Glauco also hit him up while they were drunk to get a commitment for them to come because
So he took advantage.
He took that piece of shit. So it's like he took advantage. So we were all people of our words. So like nobody there. Everybody was all tired.
Nobody wanted to be there.
Everybody was hungover. Yeah, he's like, but we gave him our word, so they showed up. You know.
Good for them.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so now we have common ground.
You rallied behind a common cause.
We hate Glauco, that piece of shit, okay? And we get there, and then it's like, bro, only lot lizards, okay? It's like Mexican lot lizards. They're like ladies. They're like Mexican-American ladies. You know the ones that I hate, you know? They got a fucking serpent tattoo and they got a fucking truck, a Yukon Denali. You're like, what the fuck is that? You know? And they got Mexican-American over here.
They have some lazy-ass bangs.
Oh, yeah,
and
they
the hair in
did have the
back, and, like,
bangs.
they don't know whether to decide to just have long hair or a mullet. You know, just like
exactly.
They have a bullet, the mix between a bowl cut and a mullet.
Yeah, exactly. So they had stuff like that, dude. And then it's like so they're like, Glauco was supposed to go there at 8:30. I get there exactly at 8:30 because I wanted to bounce. You know,
Sure.
Nothing's happening. Just like the lot lizards, and then like one of the DJs, he comes up and he's like, "Hey guys, I have really really bad news." He's like, Kid Kato, whatever the fuck his name is. He's like, I don't know, shit happens. You know, we had him scheduled, we had him booked. Something happens, you know, it's out of our control. You know how the fucking club promoters always say that shit?
Yeah.
You could have told me 2 hours ago, fuckface. He didn't just miss his plane.
Yeah,
he never got on the plane.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like, you know, he couldn't make it, but, you know, we got free shirts for everyone, man. We got free shirts. So they got a pile of free shirts. Do you think they were decent, cool shirts, host?
Absolutely not.
No, they had like a ugly print on it, you know, like a guy with a beard, and they were all like Gildans and stuff like that. They were all like small, medium. You know, Glauco came back so happy, dude. You got a fucking extra small, Glauco. You can't fucking fit in that, you know?
He needs like 10 extra smalls and a seamstress to get into that, you know?
He said he was going to wear it like this, is what Glauco said. You know, he's like,
I got the stutter edition with the 5 logos across the front and the 5 across the back.
Oh, yeah. Dude, and then all the lot listers, they go grab their shirt and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So they're grabbing the shirt, and then there's like white lady, dude, and she's just like, all of a sudden, this was the weirdest thing, right? So they don't have the main guy. So it's like, okay, now we're going to start with the performance, and they get like Glauco up there. He's like, well, now they would give you like one bad news and then one good news. He's like, no, we got another bad news. Like 3 of the other performances, like they also didn't show up, you know? But now we got this guy, you know, there's a guy with cerebral palsy. He's going to do a song, you know? So he does his song, and then all of a sudden there's like out of nowhere. So there, mind you, it's all Mexican American lot lizards. Okay? Cholas, they're playing like a cholo, and there's like this like one lady, like a white lady, but she was just crazy. So she was just like dancing. She was like so high, her tits were, she had pretty big tits. But then like people with a little unicorn hat walk in, and it's like people that look like Little House on the Prairie, like pilgrims. Like they look like they were girls that were like 17, right? And one of them was their 21st birthday, and they come with their parents.
Okay.
And they all look like they were super young. So there's like this random ass black guy, and the DJ's like, hey, let's get these ladies on stage. Takes them on stage, and he makes the black guy, because he could dance a little bit, give him a lap dance. I'm like,
Give the girls a lap dance?
yeah, he wasn't even a stripper or anything. It was a random person that was there at the fucking concert. I was trying to tell him, I was like, don't fall for it. Don't fall. Hey, but they trapped in the white people, dude.
Hey, maybe he texted him like Glocko at a time of disparity when they were drunk, and so he made the black guy commit to a lap dance to a couple young girls, and he couldn't say no because he's a man of his word.
Hopefully, but it's I don't know if he went to jail, but the last lady that I told you, the white lady, they have now all of a sudden it's like the last. Like 8 of the performers aren't there, so now they're like he's trying to improvise. He's like, no, we're gonna do a dance contest or whatever. And he gets like the lady that I told you, she was like white, all crazy, bro. She starts like taking her top off, like showing her bra and stuff like that. And then she's got a little skirt on, dude. She starts taking it off, right? But she's pulling it up. She had freaking granny panties, dude. Like,
Oh man.
yeah. And they're like, we're gonna have to get you off the stage, but they still left her there. So that was my night, dude. I was like, oh man, what the fuck was this, Fucking Liquid Joe's like, I couldn't even believe, like, and I was like so tired of drinking alcohol. I was like, you know what? I have to fucking take a drink before I fucking leave. I gotta get this out of my fucking eyes, I took a shot to my eyes,
You poured it right into your pupils.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I gotta get these drunk and get the fuck out of here, So I'm never going to anything like that ever again, Glocko,
Damn.
But sorry to go on the tangent there.
Oh, you're good. You were venting, and that's a shitty ass weekend.
Yeah, like, dude, it's like, can you imagine everything I hate? You know what I mean? People that flake, fucking Mexican Americans, lot lizards,
Oh, man.
But the next holiday, okay? You'll like this one, Hoss. You've had a lot of these back in the day, but it's National Sleepover Day.
I've had plenty of sleepovers.
Yeah. When you were a kid or now when you're older? When do you think you had to make up for them?
I had a few as a kid, not a ton, but I mean, they seemed like a lot to me.
Yeah?
Yeah. But they were always like the same two friends.
Well, so your friends like from church or something like that?
Yeah.
Or yeah?
Yeah.
That's like the only time they were
Like
like
the family friends that the family
Yeah.
trusts. And it makes sense. Like, as an adult, I get it. You wouldn't want to send your kids to someone you didn't really trust.
Yeah, and like, dude, I remember because one of my friends, he passed away actually. His name's Frankie, but that's who my parents would let me go to have sleepovers with.
Yeah.
But he was like his brother was like, I think by the time we were hanging out, he was like living out of like in campus or something like that. So he was like the only child basically, and he was so spoiled,
Yeah.
And like his parents, like, dude, they would just let him do whatever the fuck he wanted, Stay up to fucking 3, go to 7-Eleven, get Cheetos, just get snacks, like just do whatever he wants. So I just remember like those were like my parents' like friends too, like you said, like their church friends.
Yeah.
But oh man, I'd always love going there because like I could tell my dad, it would piss him off that it's like Frankie would be like, hey, let's go play in my room, And my dad would start doing that face that he's like, oh man, they're gonna be playing video games, they're gonna be, fucking eating a bunch of Cheetos and shit like that. And you could tell it would piss him off so bad. But Francisco's dad, dude, he's like, yeah, go do whatever you want. He's like, matter of fact, go to 7-Eleven, get a couple Slurpees and stuff like that. And he would give us like $12 and go there. And then it's like and then he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, he's sleeping over, he would say that.
Yeah.
So like my dad, now it's like threats neutralized because it wasn't his house. He couldn't make the fucking rules.
Of course.
So he had to obey the rules.
I remember one sleepover. My brother and I were at obviously our friend's house, and I loved it because this is like when Doritos started branching out past the nacho cheese and the Cool Ranch. They had the 4 cheese nachos.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Were so
those
good.
were so good.
Dude, they had like a family. They had like 5 family-sized bags, and so it was me, my brother, our friend, and he had like 3 sisters, but they never like really hung with us. We tore through like 3 of those bags, like 1 each, right? And he had a PlayStation in his room. and then a PC in like the living room, and then that Diablo game was out.
Oh,
Diablo 2.
dude, I love Diablo 2,
But
man.
the thing is, like, as when I was younger, it kind of creeped me out. So I'm like, I don't want
It
to do
was
that.
scary.
But I was super obsessed with. I don't remember if it was a WCW or a WWE by that point. But they had a video game where you could customize your, and I was obsessed with like creating my own.
But it was
player.
on 64, probably.
No, on the PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
The first PlayStation. So I'm like creating. It's like one at night. You know, I spent like 3 hours creating my player. Or wrestler. Did like, it was like your career thing. I did maybe 4 or 5 matches. I got really tired, fell asleep in the room. My brother was watching a movie in the living room, and our buddy was playing Diablo 2 because it had just come out.
You get the archers, a couple of the bombers, remember?
Yeah. So I wake up. It's like maybe 8:30. I'm like, oh, let's, because they trust us. We'll start making some pancakes. The parents didn't care. And
They will let you cook breakfast?
Yeah, they trusted us that
cool.
much. So we just I start when my brother gets up, we start cooking, and our friend, I just see like it looked like he went shopping, his bags under his eyes. And he's just like, I could tell he's miserable. And I go, dude, what the fuck happened? And he goes, I tried falling asleep, but I kept seeing the devil when I would doze off, so I just stayed awake all night. Like, he said every time he'd fall asleep that he would just, like, see the devil. Yeah, the game, like, fucked with
Yeah,
his
because they had that
mind.
weird scene that it had, like, the guy, like, the face thing.
And he's like, Mephisto, because that's I think that's Latin, what they refer to as a devil. He's like, Mephisto would just appear in my fucking mind. So he goes, so I was too scared to fall asleep. Every time I doze off, I'd wake up. So he didn't sleep all night. My brother and I, like, had a great night, but he was just, like, fucking miserable.
Dude. You're eating all their food.
Yeah, we're
playing all their video games you don't
their
have.
fridge, you know, and just like the dad gets up, he goes to work, he's like, hey guys, he grabs his like little snack and moves on for work.
Yeah.
His son is just like having the worst weekend. He said he had nightmares for like 2 weeks after that.
Oh man, dude, that was the best. Like when you were a kid, bro. It's like now it's like harder to sleep over. You know, now it's like if you sleep over, it's because you were too drunk or something.
Yeah,
like that. You get that tired that you can feel comfortable at somebody else's house. But before, when you're young, it's like, bro, you could sleep like on top of a fucking book.
it didn't matter.
You know, you just fall asleep so good. Like
that reminds me of the second one. This one was like right out of high school, so it was the summer right out of high school, and I worked a job where I worked only 3 days but 12-hour shifts. And it was the best schedule I've ever had in my life. I'd go back if I could in a heartbeat with that schedule of, not the job, but the schedule. 5 in the morning to 5 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, work again, 5 to 5 on Thursday, but I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Excellent schedule. Me and 2 other buddies are hanging out. We ended up at our other buddy's house. We ordered pizza late night after we went to the gym and played ball. So, like, it wrecked our diet, but it didn't matter. We eat pizza. Our buddy goes to his room, and me and my other buddy stay in his living room trying to fall asleep. And just like how look, my powers kicked in. Just like how Pancho's like always all over me, his cat was over me back then. So I was 18 at the time. So I guess it's just, I think cats love me for some unknown reason. It was just like chilling on me, but we had energy drinks, and we were uncomfortable on the couch. Like the couch was just too small. Not that it wasn't too uncomfortable. So me and my buddy we laid awake all night. Didn't sleep out of the fucking wink. Our buddy comes down at like 8 in the morning. He's, all right, guys, you want to go? And like, no, man, we want to sleep. So we ended up just going to his room and falling asleep on the ground. Yeah. We should have done that to begin with. Yeah.
Oh, I know. You guys will never do like you sleep on the ground, but you get a couple sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, dude. And it felt so comfortable even on the ground, you know? Like you get a couple sleeping bags. Like,
yeah, to you that was like nice cushion.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh man.
Now I'd be like, what the fuck this?
Yeah, like you can't do it. That's one underrated thing that I wish that we could do more as adults, you know, like just be more comfortable sleeping somewhere, you know? Because now it's like, oh man, I know the temperature of my room, my bed, even my sheets and stuff, my pillow. I don't got my favorite pillow.
Or if it's like, I like it pretty quiet when I go to sleep. So if there's any amount of noise, I can't fall asleep. It needs to be dark.
Dude, have you noticed that? I was thinking about that the other day, that it's like now, if there's like any light, like the other day I left the kitchen, like the oven, the top thing.
It drives me nuts.
I left it on, and you could, like, my room is dark, but I could see like from the distance that there was like some light.
Yeah, just even at the bottom of even a faint light. I'm like, I need
and it was so faint. It was pissing me off. I'm like, I can't go to bed. You know, so the whole time growing up, I thought it was like, dude, my dad's so fucking cheap, you know? Oh, He's wasting electricity.
Apaga la luz.
Yeah, you know? But the whole time it's just like, bro, it just
It's just
bugs you.
annoying.
When you're an adult, you know, it's like, damn, bro, that little light, it doesn't let you get any rest, you know. But when you're young, dude, you can go to EDC and fall asleep without drugs, you know.
Yeah, honestly, you really could. You didn't care.
Yeah,
I wonder why it is though.
yeah, it's like you can just fall asleep with like even babies, dude. You know, they take them to a little quinceañera and stuff like that.
They'll
All
just
the
be
babies.
fucking snoring, having sleep
Oh, yeah.
apnea at the age of 2.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
And now, dude, you can't do it. You know, like you said, for me, it's like it has to be like cool, like dark, quiet, or I can't sleep. Like I
Agreed,
can't
yeah.
have no noises. You know, just the voices in my head. You know, but let's see.
What day was that?
That was a sleepover day.
Yeah.
But let's see what other day we got. Maybe we'll do one more day because then we got a couple of questions that people without parents they were in need of help.
They entrusted us.
Yeah, so we'll do. Well, you tell me. I'll read you a couple.
Okay.
We have National Butterscotch Brownie, National Homefront Heroes Day, Europe Day, and National Lost Sock Memorial Day.
We'll talk about lost socks.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll talk
Let's
about
see.
lost
So
socks.
give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Okay, so there it is. So National Lost Sock Memorial. I'm just gonna read it to you to see what it because I didn't even. We got to see what it is, you know. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious, but just see if it gives us any info. Okay, so let's see. So May 9th recognizes a fun and unique holiday, National Lost Sock Memorial. It is time to say goodbye to all of the single socks. The ones where their mates have been lost to the unknown. Where do all the missing socks go? Is there a washing machine in heaven? This is a question people have been trying to solve for many centuries. An answer may never be found to this problem, and life will go on. How sad to have lost such a close-knit friend. That was actually pretty good.
That is pretty good. Dude, you mentioned it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I had good memories with the special ed needs community. But you're like, dude, you knew so many, and I do know a lot of special needs kids.
Yeah.
But in school, we had this kid, Charlie Mendoza, and to your point, like these special ed kids, I don't know if it's government assistance or the parents just have a lot.
They
of
got money, man. They
Dude,
got
man,
money.
He had Heelys before like any other kid in our school could afford them. You remember Heelys?
Oh yeah, bro, and he couldn't even walk.
Yeah, like he couldn't even use them. He just kept the wheels on and would walk on his tippy toes.
Yeah. He did?
Yeah, he would.
I knew it, see?
And then so he would try and he'd skate like just maybe a foot and then he'd stop and then he'd like nod like,
yeah,
oh,
like
I made
I'm
it
the
fucking
shit.
far.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I'd always see he'd have one tube sock, but the tube socks back then they weren't made of good material, so they'd grow like weak and they would fall, right? So it just kind of like sag. But the other one I never saw it, so I always thought maybe it's just hidden in his shoe. Well, I remember one day we're doing reading, right? And so we all have our books. We're sitting, and I don't know if they still say this in school, but you remember how you sit Indian style?
Yeah.
Where you cross your legs. And Charlie Mendoza's like 3 people down from me. He's next to Ashley. And I see that he's sitting down, but I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to read the book so that I can get ahead. So when they call on me, I'm fucking set, okay? That's why I'm so smart. And then I just hear Ashley go, oh my God! No! He's just taking off his fucking Heelys, just not the wheels, the whole shoe. The sock, you know, that kind of falls, it kind of like sags off, but it stays on his foot.
Yeah.
Pops off the other shoe, no sock.
So
no
gross.
sock.
It probably stunk so bad.
Oh,
dude.
it stunk so bad because this kid was
Yeah,
just like,
he's with
his
the-
shoes were like being dragged through the mud.
Oh, his foot's rotten
Yeah, he
by
tried
that
playing
point, man.
basketball. He had like abrasions and blisters and stuff because he's not wearing a sock. So like
Yeah.
the shoe's like fucking up his foot.
It's got Freddy Krueger feet,
Yeah,
basically.
so Ashley was just like runs away, and Charlie just like Charlie didn't give a fuck. He just sits down, and our teacher, Miss Folks, is like, Charlie, put your shoes back on, please. And he goes, oh, they hurt.
Don't bother
You
me.
know?
I'm eating.
No, that was Curtis.
No, but it would be cool if
Yeah,
he said
don't
that.
bother me, I'm reading. So he's like, no, my shoes hurt. But even the teacher didn't even address the fucking sock, but he just had the one sock. So after like almost 2 weeks of me seeing only one of his socks, I realized he would only wear one
You
sock.
wear one sock.
And it's not because his family didn't have the money. Clearly, he had Heelys.
Yeah, that was like He was always celebrating National Lost Sock Day, you know?
Man, yeah, he was a visionary, essentially.
Dude, because like I mean now every now and then, like especially winter, sometimes my foot will stink for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to make sure that I keep it super clean because I'm always self-conscious about my feet.
Yeah.
But man, when you're a kid and dude, your feet would stink so bad, man.
The funny part is this, and I forgot to add it. So she tells him to put on his shoes, and he was like, "Ugh." So he actually just gets up, walks over to his backpack, unzips it, zzz, pulls out a sock that's clean, takes off the sock and puts it on the same foot. So he's still walking.
Yeah.
He had the other sock, but he only wore it on the one. Weird.
On the ones and twos.
I mean, yeah, on the ones, only the ones, on the ones, not the two.
Dude, that is so weird. I wonder maybe his other foot was extra sensitive,
Maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe it was just like psychological that he just couldn't see it.
Yeah, like a tick, or like he's just can't have.
He's just like 1 foot free,
Yeah.
1 foot captive,
Like how some people can't have their drinks on the left side when they're eating. They have to have it on their right.
Oh, really? That's the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're like obsessive about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty neutral, I think, with stuff. I don't know if there's any. I think with me, the only thing with socks, I think maybe I might have said it here, that I have to change them like 3 times a day.
So do you take some when you go to work and stuff?
Huh?
Do you take some when you go to work?
I usually. Well, if I take my bag, if I work out, but if not, I'll put on new ones. When I come back home, I'll take them off, put new ones, and then if I do something else, like let's say I go outside or go do errands, I'll take them off, put new ones, and then I shower, and then before I go to bed, just to go to bed, I have to put them on, literally for like 10 seconds. Once I lay down, I take them off, and I only wear those for like.
And then you have to wash them again after 10 seconds?
I don't wear them again.
Damn, okay.
Because I already feel like they're like not virgin anymore,
Yeah.
Like they don't snug the
They're
same.
unclean.
They like they won't like caress my feet, so.
Yeah. Thankfully my feet don't sweat much, and that's like where I think of smell and like if they're damp, but usually my feet are actually very dry. In the summertime I'll sometimes put some foot powder just to ease my mind, but if it's like super hot and I know I might be doing a lot of things where they might get sweaty, I always take an extra pair. But in the wintertime I'm usually good, and I'm indoors so much anyways that I walk around pretty much barefoot at home all the time.
Mine's the opposite. Mine in the winter, my feet are like hot, that it makes them sweaty. So I always feel weird in the winter, like I get so self-conscious.
My feet go actually really cold, so it's like,
oh really?
They don't get.
I wish
clammy,
my feet were cold,
cold,
man. Like,
I don't think it's a good feeling.
Really?
I guess maybe it's better
hot
being
feet,
hot.
man. Yeah, man, you get hot feet, man.
They get itchy and shit. Yeah,
it sucks, right, man.
Because I've had them itchy before and hot, but it's very, very rare occasion.
So what would you do with? Do you think that's a waste of socks? Though, if you throw them away?
Kind of. I mean, maybe this comes up from just the way we were raised and not being super well off, but we find a way to repurpose it. Like you use it to like clean
something.
Yeah, you put cleaner on it and wipe down. Usually the walls, right? Like we always clean the walls when we were kids. Now, like when I do art, if I have like if I have to do a wash on the canvas, I'll actually use like an old. I wash them and then I put it in the paint and then use the old sock for that.
Or sometimes you just, if you're at home, like if I'm doing gardening or something or mowing the lawn, mismatch socks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, who cares?
I don't want to ruin my other socks. I'll wear different ones.
For sure.
You're good to go. But then you forget. You go to Walmart or something like that.
I do the same with like shirts, like old shirts where I know I'm gonna throw them out. I'm like, let me get a few more uses out of them. So if I'm staining wood or doing a project where I know I'm gonna get dirty, like some light mechanic work, I'll just put on that old shirt.
Yeah, dude. I got some shirts that look so old, white tees that look like
just they've been through.
They're not even. They look like somebody's teeth. You know what I mean? Like those night teeth, basically.
Have you found that some brands, or even like I don't know where they get the cotton from, they start stinking a specific way?
Like I know what you mean.
Musty,
I'm trying to figure out like the.
It's not your washer. It's not your detergent. Because all like your other shirts are fine, but it's kind of like has this like dusty smell to it.
Yeah.
So the moment if it's one of those shirts, I throw away. I always look at the brand and like the make or whatever. Like I make sure I never buy it again because that drives me insane.
Okay, how long do you take a long time to throw your underwear away?
Yeah, I think most men do. Because
here's the thing, and maybe I'll make a complaint because like to me, the most important part is like the elastic part.
Of course.
Like
if it still works and it's clean, right? Like.
And dude, like the more you wear it, the elastic part starts feeling like it's not there more and more.
Yeah.
Because when you get new underwear, like that elastic part, bro,
it holds on too much.
And then it's like you can feel it on your skin, like it feels like you're wearing like duct tape around your your waist, and I hate the
And then when
feeling.
you take them off at the end
it
of the
barely
day, if you're at
moves.
work, and you feel like your skin like actually breathe and relax.
Yeah.
So once they're worn in, like to your
Yeah.
point, it's like they're not there.
Yeah, it's just like they just feel so good. They feel comfortable. Like it's almost like they mold over your body opposed to your body being forced into them, you know?
It's like the footbed of a nice shoe. Like if you have cork from like dress shoes, I don't know if you've had it, but when you wear them long enough and it actually molds to your foot, it's super nice to wear.
Yeah, because that's my thing. And I just bought a couple new pairs. I'm like, oh man, it's like, I was wondering if like maybe we should start a company of like people wear your underwear for like a certain amount
They
of
break
time.
them in
You know what I mean? Or maybe you put them like on
a mannequin.
something like that, like a lot of times, and maybe it makes movements. But then like that elastic starts to rub off and stuff like that, and now it's like you can wear your. Or why don't they already make them like that? Why is it so
Broken
hard?
in undies, patent pending.
You know, so like, come on, guys. But see, I think that's the next holiday now. Okay, we're at about 1:20, so we still got a little bit of time. But here's
We got
maybe
some questions to answer.
I'll leave it up to you, host. Maybe do you want to start with Do you want to start with the nightmare and then do the questions, or do you want to do the questions and then see if we have a nightmare and see if we have time for a nightmare?
Oh, I'll ask this. Do you think the nightmare is so good that we have to address it? Or is it just whatever?
Well, okay, well, here's the thing. Now, if you call, we're going to do a quick callback. You brought up being able to listen to ants.
Yeah.
I mean, and this involves ants. It's like the main thing of the dream.
My powers kicked in, huh?
So I was talking about hearing 1,000 ants. You know how you were saying
okay,
that?
so let's go ahead and we will do the dream first, and then we're men of the people, so we'll answer questions anyways.
Okay, so let me see. So we're going to do... So we'll do... You said we'll do which one's nightmare
We'll
first?
do the nightmare first, yeah.
Okay, so let me see.
A good Q&A to end the show.
Okay, well, we're here.
I forgot my weapon.
Oh, come on. Hey, yeah, I guess we need it. There's a lot of ants. Okay, so let's go again. All aboard!
Hear ye.
Okay, well so now we're gonna go straight to the nightmare because people, you know, they're having nightmares. People are still dreaming.
Yeah.
But their dreams are nightmares, okay? So, let's see. So let me zoom in, see if people can see it a little bit better. Okay, so
fucking ants with a sledgehammer.
So this one is called My Dog Was Eaten Alive by Ants.
Oh, damn, that's sad.
Hey, you know?
Yeah.
There were ants swarming my house. The tile on my floor was almost completely covered as the ants were scuttling all across the house. I put on my sandals to go check on my dogs. I could feel them crawling over and in between my toes. When I saw them, one was cowering on top of some boxes, the other on the ground with huge welts and open sores on her feet. She was trying to scratch them, but no success as the ants kept tearing away at her paws. After closer observation, I noticed that the ants were inside of her wounds. They even chewed one of her toenails to get inside of her paw. I ran back into my bedroom to tell my husband what was going on. I could feel the ants getting more aggressive, biting me, trying to draw blood. When I ran back out to the kitchen, I was horrified. In an effort to save herself, my dog chewed off her legs. But the ants continued to invade her body. They were devouring her from the inside and the outside. There was blood everywhere. I could see her bones exposed and her muscles getting ripped apart. I awoke shaking, my heart beating out of my chest. I want to know what this means. Google says that it could represent a busy life, but I'm not sure how it all ties together.
Interesting. You want to take a crack at it first?
Oh, I'm nervous. Also, I read it. I couldn't, compute my thoughts to...
That's a lot to kind of try to interpret.
You want me to kind of summarize it again?
Yeah, summarize it one more time for me.
Okay, so there's ants swarming by the house on the floor, completely covered. She's got two animals. They're cowering on top of boxes. And now, she looks at a couple of her dogs. One of them's got wounds. They got welts. One of them's got, tearing away at her paws. Now they're in the inside of her paws. The ants start getting more and more aggressive. Now they start biting the lady, trying to get her to bleed. She's trying to save her dogs. By the time she goes back to save her dogs, they chewed off the dog's legs. And they continue to invade the body. of the dog. Now they ate the whole dog, blood everywhere. She sees the bones, she sees muscles, and she wakes up.
Jeez. Do you think
Do you want me to give it a try?
Yeah, go ahead and give
My
it a try.
lord? Okay, so let's see, because it is pretty scary, you know what I mean? So she's saying, she brings up a couple of things, you know? She says, ants were storming my house. You know, obviously, that's where she lets us know what's going on. Now, she mentions that there's a couple of boxes, okay? That the dogs, they start scouring in a couple of boxes and stuff like that. So I'm going to make an assumption right there. Maybe she just moved into this house, right? So maybe, you know, she brought up her husband, that she was trying to get her husband's attention, but did it say anywhere that her husband was helping her? No, right? So maybe they're kind of fighting. You know, the husband didn't want to move into this house, but of course, oh, I'm going to pick this house as the house of my dreams. This is where I want to start a family. The husband, he knows there's a couple of pests around here. You know, so maybe he's into landscaping, stuff like that. He knew it was a bad buy. And actually, you know, when you buy an older house and stuff like this, sometimes there's certain germs and stuff like that you have to get shots for your dogs. What is that called, host?
Vaccinations?
Sparvo. Vaccination. They can get
okay,
Sparvo. Yeah. They can get worms, ringworms, and stuff like that. They moved into an older house. You know, what does an older house usually have? Mold, pestilences. Like Ramadan, maybe it's got a couple of plagues. So this whole thing is like, dogs, they can't talk. So the whole time, her dog's trying to communicate to her, because she sees her dogs every day, that they're sick, that they're not feeling good, that they're not feeling great. But she's not picking it up when they're awake. But in her dreams, she knows that something inside, like parvo or another weird deficiency or plague, has attacked. Some sort of parasite is attacking the dog and eating the dogs alive. The dogs are dying the whole time. And she doesn't know, only in her dreams. And it's manifesting as ants. But she's so busy, instead of Googling what's wrong with her dog, she's Googling what the dream means. She should be going to the vet, not to Google.
So, yeah, that's, I guess, the dogs have an infestation or some sort of virus that's eating them alive.
Would you say that's what it is? Do you have something to add, Hoss?
Yeah. I mean, I have a different interpretation.
You did get one?
Yeah, I think it's more symbolic as opposed to literal.
Okay.
I do some of the same aspects, though. So you mentioned the boxes, okay? Yes, they moved, okay? The ants swarming everywhere. Over the tiles are covering it. And then a dog is basically getting chewed up. They're losing its leg and its paws, okay? Well, she's confusing it, all right? People say aunts, I say aunts, right? Your aunties, uncles, okay? Not the uncles, but the aunts, okay? These are aunts that are solo aunts. You know, they come from big families, her and her husband. And what's the name of this user, by the way?
Her name is, let me look. It's Mirror Mommy.
Mirror? Like
MRIR Mommy.
M-I-R...
Mr. Ear Mommy.
Mr. Ear Mommy? Okay, so that's perfect, actually. Men refer to their friends as dogs, right? My dog. She's still a female. She has feminine traits, but she also has masculine traits. So she refers to her friends as dogs as well, okay? But not only just that. Her relationship with her man. Dogs are what? A man's best friend. Okay?
A man's best friend.
Okay, they're loyal creatures. They love you endlessly, forever. That's basically her husband's love as well for her. These aunts, aka aunts, right? Her mom's sisters, her husband's mom's sisters are, you know how they, you start a new relationship, what do? They fall on top of you, basically they swarm you. Hey, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. They start getting in your business. These aunts are nosy as hell. They start ruining your relationship. When you move, they come over to your house, they see your boxes, They start telling you, hey, you need to put this away. This doesn't belong here. You should be putting this here. This should go to storage. They start telling you how to live. They swarm you. There's so many of them. And from the inside, her dogs, her friends, her husband, her loyal friends, her loyal husbands, it starts deteriorating them from the inside. So when she loses her dogs, if she lets her aunts be there, if she doesn't exterminate them out of her place of solitude, her place of marriage, her place of fortitude of relationships, they're gonna ruin her relationships. That's what I take.
Oh,
as.
come on,
So,
host, dude. Yeah, I think that's maybe she's Polynesian. You know, she's got that many
A
aunts.
lot of that many. It could possibly be. So I think it's just her aunts are very invasive of her relationships. And again, the dogs represent her friends. It represents her loyal husband, and it's eating them from the inside because they don't want to be rude to her family or to their own.
Their familia. You think
Yeah,
they're
so
gonna be
she
mean?
has to take a stand and call Orkin to get these bitches out of the house and out of her relationship and out of her business.
So they can orchestrate something, right, huh?
Yes. Whale bars.
Damn, that was so good, host, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes no one man should have all that power, okay?
No.
Hey.
Oh.
I think you nailed it right there, host.
Thank you.
In the coffin. You know what?
Well, I was gonna say on the cross. But...
On the cross too, you know. But now, you know, we had a couple of cause host and me, you know, even me, you know, I got a couple of dads. You know, I have a real dad, I have a stepdad, I have, you know, male figures. You know what I mean? In my life. But some people, what do they have, host?
They don't have anyone, and you know they could turn to God, but they choose not to. But they have no one, literally.
Oh, Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? They're watching
yeah,
all those. Come on, you fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Going to Macon University and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, Jesus
Go across the
Christ.
board. Oh, come on, man. You know?
Biden. Oh.
Yeah, but we got real problems. Okay, so we got people that don't have dads, that are in need of help. Okay, so they're. We're gonna go through a couple of questions. I'm gonna start with a couple short ones, and there's one that's I think maybe there's a couple of
We're not fathers, but we're father figures to some people.
and we're older men. We're, you know, classic men.
Yep.
You know, we're men from the past that people could say we're a father figure, like Ho said.
We're
know?
traditionally masculine,
Exactly.
in the most holistic and empowering way.
We're not homogenized. We're not pasteurized.
Nope.
Nothing like that. You know what I mean? Trans fats, Hoss?
Get the fuck out.
Come
of here,
on, man. We all
monounsaturated fats, okay? I don't
mononucleic
mono,
acids,
yeah.
okay? Come on, you piece of shit. But now it's gonna be Ask Daddy, okay? So we're gonna ask. We're gonna be your parents, you know. So if you guys have more questions like this to ask man, because there's a couple lost boys, you know, that need guidance. But we got this one, and this is a pretty easy one because you guys know we know butchers, you know. But this one, host, maybe I'll let you answer. This one is: what is the real difference between a cheap haircut and an expensive haircut?
The money, really, at the end of the day, because hair grows back. If you get kind of a shitty haircut, just throw a hat on. It's not a big deal. Someone who pays for a more expensive haircut usually is full of themselves, full of shit. They're hiding something.
Oh, yeah.
They're hiding their insecurities, right, behind the hairline. They think spending $100 at the barber is going to make them a better person. Well, guess what? That fresh cut fades within a day or two, and all of a sudden you need another haircut. So the difference between it is literally the monetary difference. That's why we tell you get QuickBooks, get a ledger, get a leather cover, get Check Protect, because you got to protect your investments, aka your checks.
Yep. Some people, they get dreads. Next thing you know, they dread the price of their haircut, right, host?
And then they're wearing hats anyways to hide their horrendous hairline.
Oh yeah,
pick one.
They look like they got in a fight with 3 Furbies, you know? It's
Yeah,
like, dude.
Jesus Christ, look. Are you going to look like a mop that's shedding, or, come on,
You know?
pick a side.
Couple Apache soldiers, right?
Yeah, of course.
From Acapulco or wherever the fuck they're from.
A couple of scalped apocalyptos, okay?
You know, so there's and then there's another one from this
You
is
look like Lil Wayne replaced that one guy in Home Alone and got his head fucking burned. That's what you look like.
you look like when you got a hairy leg and you scrape your knee.
You look like you belong on the commercial of a woman's razor known as Venus. I'm your Venus.
I'm the fire of your desire, okay? This is another. We got a couple quick fire ones to, because some people they ask the dumbest questions. They don't have
that
guidance.
wasn't quick fire. I apologize. I went off on a tangent.
Oh no,
so.
but it's it's okay, Jose. You can do whatever you want, you know. But this is another one. Is how do you calm down? What makes you feel all right?
Do you want to answer? I already answered the last one.
How do I calm down? Usually, how I calm down is maybe I'll listen to a little bit of music, you know. Maybe aggressive, like an aggressive song, or maybe I'll listen to something really relaxing. And then I do like to maybe walk outside for a little bit. You know, I go walk outside, take a good fresh deep, what is it, a deep breath of fresh air. Take something like that, and then maybe I'll watch a funny video. You can watch some videos that'll make you happy fast. It's like dogs talking to other animals, or puppies talking to babies.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or you watch a couple of those, like baby doing funny things,
Yeah.
or baby almost dies. Those are pretty fun too. They grab, like, they stick the fork in the cable thing. You're like, dude. And then you just laugh. You're like, oh, what was I mad? And that makes me feel all right. That's how I calm down. Watch a couple of funny videos.
That's good.
You're good to go.
Yeah. Outside is always a good thing if it's not super cold. Even if it's super hot, I still go outside. But I will close my eyes. I'll take in a deep breath and hold it for like 5-7 seconds and try to focus on feeling my heartbeat. And then try to feel like the blood rushing to your fingertips and like to your toes. It's like that whole control of your cardiac system. And then I just keep breathing and trying to feel the pulse of like the blood running through my veins. And that's the only thing I focus on for a little bit. Tends to.
And you can feel it, the blood?
Yeah,
that's
I can show
scary.
you afterwards. Like you can feel like the blood pulsing.
Oh,
in your
I don't
hands.
want to. I'm so scared.
I do that for like when I get cold and I need to warm up a little bit, where I have to concentrate a little
That's
bit.
called your fucking powers.
Anybody can do it if you focus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
But you can lower your heart rate doing that too.
I like to lower my heart rate sometimes too, like that. Like, well, but I don't focus on the heartbeat and stuff. That scares me. Like, but I do try to, like, I'll hold my breath like for a long time, and then just slowly,
Yeah. And depending on how worked up I am, if I get super, sometimes I actually have to take a nap, like sleep it off.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like I have to. Otherwise, I'll be wired all day. It'll be like the most. I'll be such an, and I never want to do that to people I care, or even I don't want to be addicted to strangers. So I'll find maybe 15-20 minutes for me to close my eyes, doze off. Like I'll play some relaxing music, and then when I wake up, I feel better.
Yeah, dude. If I get that mad, I do the exact same thing. Like, if I get that mad where I'm rude,
yeah,
I have to take a nap to sleep it off because I don't know how to control my rage. Snorlax eustress, and then I wake up, I'm happy. Take a couple berries,
Sure, yeah. Jigglypuff, you sing.
Come on, man. Throw a couple Ultra Balls at me, you're not gonna catch me. Okay?
I used rest, my HP restored.
Oh yeah, roar. Okay, so now here's another one. This is from a lady that she's trying to buy a used car.
Oh, damn.
So she said, "Hi, just looking for certain things I should be looking for buying a used car as a single gal."
You sold cars back in your day. I don't know if anyone would be better equipped to answer this question than you.
Do you want to go first then, host? And maybe, because you don't get bad deals,
Yeah, okay.
That's what people don't know. Have you ever gotten a bad deal, host?
I don't think I have.
Come on, guys.
One of the things you always want to look for is you're going to have to do some math. If you can't do math, bring a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, you probably have a smartphone. Your smartphone has a calculator built into it, so use that. And if you have to get to that solution, like I had to walk you through it, don't buy a fucking car. You're going to make terrible decisions in life. But here's what you do. You take a car, you take its year, however many years it's old, right? If it's 10 years old, you want to do maybe multiply by 10,000 or 12,000, and that's the mileage you want to be the range of. If it's lower than that, that's good. It's lower use on the vehicle. If it's higher than about 10,000 miles per year, that's pretty high usage on the vehicle. That's going to cause a lot of repairs that you want to avoid. You also want to find, Carfax. They mentioned that. That's a good thing to do. If you happen to know a good mechanic or a friend that can come with you, have them look under the hood and check for the basic things to make sure things aren't fried, aren't old or outdated. You turn it on, they can listen to it and hear for things. Might be difficult with newer age vehicles, but if it's an older used one, it's still relatively mechanic. And do quick research online on the vehicle to see if it's one of those that get easily broken into or have a lot of repairs constantly, have a lot of recalls. You want to avoid those. Although if it has recalls, usually the make will fix it for you. The brand will fix it for free. But either way, it's just you want to have a vehicle that's more reliable. So pick those. That's kind of my advice. And I don't think there's basic math to this. They always have this math, but I think math is way off because of inflation and the way things are nowadays. Make sure you can afford your vehicle before you buy it. If you can't afford it, if it's too much, even if you think it's close, don't undercut yourself by whatever budget you have. Make a budget first. And I would even say get a car that's maybe 20-25% cheaper than what you initially wanted to buy. And that's going to give you, in case repairs happen in case you hit a bad spot. Maybe you lose a job. Maybe you have a health scare and you have to spend money. You don't want to put yourself in a position where now you have to surrender the car, have it repoed, or can't pay on it, and now you have negative equity.
Oh, yeah. Some people don't know what negative equity is. You know what I mean?
I mean, that, I'm not going to explain that. It's going to be way too long. If you don't know negative equity, use the goddamn phone in your... Stop taking Instagram selfies for a moment. Stop looking to see how many people liked or watched your story, and fucking use YouTube or Google to figure some things out. Fucking morons.
Well, my first tip, you're looking for a new car, buying a used car as a single gal first, that means you don't got a man that's going to clean your car.
Oh, I forgot it was a female. But yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I was going to say, that means you don't got a man that's, you know, because some of you chicks, oh, I got my man, it's my boyfriend. Has he ever given your car a detail?
No.
He doesn't know how to fucking clean. He doesn't know how to be out there, you know, polishing the car, making sure.
The furthest he's gotten is putting you on the hood of the car and fuck you, okay? And let your sweat marks on your car. That's the biggest detail he's allowed.
Yeah, waxed on,
yeah,
you know?
Fucking A.
So I would say the first one, yeah, clean the car. That's what I would do. Get it detailed. You can pay like, I don't know, $100, maybe $200.
Wait, she's selling or buying?
She's buying.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
I'm just saying, like, for her, that would be mine. Is like, because sometimes you just get the urge, you know, oh, I want a car because you got tired of your car.
I see what you mean. Nice, good advice.
But you spend $200, you get the polish. They polish the lights. They polish the outside. The inside smells brand new, super clean. It's shiny in the inside again. You're like, oh, it's a brand new car, and it smells good again. You know, it's like you don't even have that. You know how your windshield starts to get so nasty, you have to wipe off like the muck out of it. It's like,
yeah.
No, it's like everything's super clean. Everything looks good. You feel better driving your car. And you're like, oh, I just needed my car clean. I feel like it's almost like cleaning your room. Think about it that way.
Okay.
And then to host's point, like the first thing is make sure you can afford it, you know? Don't ruin your credit. You have Credit Karma. You can check on there. If you're too scared to check Credit Karma, go to your credit union, you know? Go, you know, hey, let me talk to a loan officer. They'll tell you, because they don't care if they're going to sell you your car. They'll be like, they'll tell you right up front, you got horrible credit.
Yeah.
You need to work on your credit, and then maybe you can talk to us. Otherwise, you're going to go out to the dealership like, oh, we got one of our lenders, and they're going to get you a 30% interest rate on a Kia Forte. And you're paying $600 on the car that you should be paying $200 on. Okay, so like I said, you know, make sure you know your budget, where you're going to spend. That's why I say check your Credit Karma, or go to the credit union. If you go to the credit union, they can be like, hey, we can give you a $15,000 loan, so you can look for a $12,000 car, and then boom, you just get the check from the credit union. You take it to the dealership. You don't even have to talk to anybody at the dealership.
Yep.
You say, print me the bill of sale. They give it to you. You feel like a fucking king. You neutralize all the threats. People are walking over. It's like, I already got my own loan.
Yeah. I would say if in the event they tell you have bad credit, or unless you absolutely have to, which generally you could probably make something work for a few months, work on building your credit a bit higher. Don't be embarrassed by it. Shit happens. You know, some people on YouTube that are financial advisors or whatever are assholes about, look, people go through tough times. I get it. You make dumb decisions. Sometimes I did when I was younger. I get it. It's not about being embarrassed. It's about putting yourself in a better position. So if you hear, like, the bank lenders, they'll tell you your credit is horrible, and they're not even, they might judge you, I guess, in person, but who fucking cares? Like, they're not paying your bills. You're paying your bills. So put yourself in the best position possible. If you have horrible credit, at least get it up, depending on how low it is, at least 100 points, and that'll greatly lower your rates so that it's even more affordable for you in the long run. It sounds counterintuitive, but it works.
Yeah, because you're going to spend that money on a payment regardless. So if you use that, let's say you got a bill in collections, you take that money that you were going to be paying on your car. Now that you got a car payment, pay off your collections. Sometimes they'll even settle. You call them, oh, I got $200, and we take it off. We're good. You know, and then the one thing too that I would recommend, because sometimes you got people, oh, I'm gonna get on a Subaru Impreza. I'm trying to impress a bitch. You know what I mean? They try to do something like that. Call the insurance first, okay? Because you got bad credit, they get you on the Subaru Impreza for $480.
And your insurance is gonna be
now
$360.
You called your insurance. You're like, oh, I didn't know. The deal's done. Now your insurance is like, it costs $300. Now you got $1,000 going towards the vehicle. Who wants to spend that much? But. Yeah. Like I said, you can take the vehicle to a mechanic. You can check the Carfax. You don't even have to have a mechanic go there. You can take the vehicle to a mechanic and they can check it for you. And I would just look for that to make sure that it's maintained. If it's like a one owner car, it's usually pretty good. And like I said, the miles, if it has higher miles, but I see it's a one owner,
Yeah, then that's fine.
take a risk, or maybe
Yeah.
it was like I don't know, like a car max or something like that, but it's like a one owner. If it's not already like 4 or 5 owners.
Yeah, if they've kept
come
it
on,
clean,
man.
some people are really good at keeping track of the maintenance on it, so they'll give you like the history of that. Or if they say, look, I lived in Ogden and I had to travel to Pleasant Grove every day, but I used my other car on other errands throughout the weekend. That's maybe something you're okay taking a gamble on. And never buy a vehicle to impress someone or other people. I would say look at the simple practicality. Will it take me from point A to point B? And I mean, maybe some functions. If you have like a landscaping business, maybe you want to invest in a pickup. That's probably going to be worth your while. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I've never been a sports car guy. I like them. They look cool. They're fun to drive, but I'll never own one because I have to drive the speed limit. I'm not gonna get caught with a ticket.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's a good question actually, and I think it's a lot of people get suckered into the whole car thing without really thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a big decision that people is like, oh, just because, and people, and back to the financial thing, don't be an idiot and be like, oh, I make, $20 an hour times 80. That's what I make. That's not what you make. You have to pay taxes, you idiot.
Yeah.
So don't go off of that. Go off of your.
You need your net income, not your gross.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, I make this much. Like, dude, no, you don't. You're getting child support taken out. You have all these extra things. Your garnishments are coming out, bro. You got a $200 check. Okay, go fuck yourself. Okay, so I would say, I think that's pretty good. I mean, we're out of time for the last question, but we do got to plug in what we're going to be doing this weekend really quick, host, if you want to.
Yeah, this weekend.
Seal the deal.
It is the Battles Mike Masters 801. Check that out on Instagram or on YouTube. Instagram will have the information. May 13th, this Friday. If you're unable to attend, go ahead and get the pay-per-view. Me and Jose will be there to provide live commentary for the pay-per-view live stream. It will be earlier, all ages, so from infant to geriatric, you're all welcome.
Oh yeah.
Again, Mike Masters, MICMASTERS 801 on Instagram. All the information will be there. Shout out to Gabino Grimes for getting that together.
UtahRapper.com. That's where you can purchase both of them.
UtahRapper.com. They'll have the information there. It's going to be a good event. We have some heavy hitters, some very, very well known, honestly, people that are ranked like top 10 type rappers, or battle rappers.
You don't think sometimes it's crazy that it's like, they have like the news like Fox 13 with Big Buddha. How come you don't promote it like that? Does that make sense though sometimes?
Yeah, I think it's maybe to protect the image because battle rap can be very offensive.
Oh.
So I think that maybe news stations protect their image that way.
Oh,
that's my opinion.
Because they have like daytime news that are more like, they take a little bit more chances.
Yeah, maybe.
But I always thought about that. I don't know.
They just maybe don't want to be associated with it. It looks too
aggressive, too
violent. Yeah, scary. But again, it is all ages. It's really neat. You see some really talented people put together an incredible show. And so we'll be there again. The live stream of the face-offs. Is it going to be live streamed?
Yeah, it's going to be live streamed.
Okay.
This
live stream that will be on Thursday night.
Thursday?
Wait, sorry.
Sunday.
Sorry, I said Friday. No.
It is Friday. Yeah.
It's so sorry. The actual battles May 13th, Saturday. The live stream of the face-offs, which is what I meant to say first, is Friday night. That'll be 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, if that ever matters.
Yeah.
So maybe midnight, and then we have for sure the battle 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to about, I believe, 7 on Saturday, May 13th. So the day before Mother's Day. Make sure you get out. Maybe you're not going to enjoy your Mother's Day barbecue or dinner or whatever.
Like me, maybe you already celebrated for them.
Yeah, it's possible. My mom's out of town, so I won't really be doing much. I'll just be at the battles. Just kidding. Won't be at the battles. I'll be at home relaxing after the battles. But come through, support us, support the cause. It really is fun. Like I said, I've had people who aren't even interested that much in hip-hop anyways, and they really enjoyed them. They want to go to the next one. They're going to be out of town, but they're like, hey, I would love to go, and trying to generate some interest, bring people along.
Couple of friends, a couple of pals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really neat to kind of like see what bars you catch, other people catch, so now you have to kind of think about it, and then they have a lot of replay value when you watch them again on YouTube.
Maybe you can be on camera. You think so, Hoss?
Maybe.
Some
it
people
depends
want
on-
cloud and stuff like that. They take a couple selfies.
Yeah, some of you guys want your little run up your numbers. Just show up to this event, run up your numbers.
Yeah.
If not, if you have to still do pay-per-view, you can run up your numbers on your view. We might give you a shout out if you say a comment worth mentioning on the live stream.
Yep. And we'll be on the live stream too, like you said, for the face-offs where they talk trash or whatever. We ask them questions, and then for the actual battle, that'll be the pay-per-view. But
Absolutely.
that's it. And lest we forget,
Una vez más, itadakimasu. Take care. Love you guys.
my king.